No, what's this, age after 50? Or?
Young Love After 50, I'm Marva Greenleaf, and we have trapped Lee Bergthold just for a minute under the cloak of darkness because he is a rare sighting here in the Antelope Valley. But man, okay, so what I have in our Zen Den is some photos that Lee took of me and my children when they were much younger at out at Big Rock Creek, which is a local treasure right here as well. But I gotta tell you, Lee, my favorite, beyond you being the best treasure of all of your work, but the photograph journey. The photograph journey. And I've got it in color. It's not one of your black and whites, it's a color. But it's this path. And you can't see where the path is going, but it is illuminated.
Yeah, do you remember the name of that?
Journey.
Journey, that's what it was, yeah.
Journey.
That is a huge print hanging over at the college at this point.
There you go. Well, Antelope Valley College knows what a treasure they have.
Well, they've got three maybe.
Well, of course. Now, and you're still teaching.
Oh, absolutely, 28 years. Yeah, 100 students a week, and I have a different group every single night. Just keep hammering away. They keep showing up. I'm on overload. I've been on overload for 5 years. Well, I've been there 28, but I've been on overload for at least 5 to 7 years.
Well, there's just a handful of very popular professors over there, and we just would not want you not to be there.
Well, I choose to be there because I love my work. I love my work. I come home at night and I feel like I've been on 40 dates. I feel like I've been dating 100 people. So I'm ready to sit down by myself and have some peace and quiet.
Yes. Well, that's the rejuvenation part, isn't it?
It might
because
be.
it is taxing.
Yeah.
You know, being around human beings is very taxing. And
yes.
I know the older I get, I need to just have that, I don't know, just the solitude.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, the older I get, the more solitude I want. And the less do I really don't get out much. And yet I know what's going on. I mean, I have to, I've walked through a person's house with a TV on, and I've seen all I have to have in 10 minutes. And I all I see is sex and pistols and guns and crime and so on and so forth. And it's formulaic. It's a formula. They'll present themselves and they're going to the lab, and then they journey downtown and they add more to the story, and they come back and they've got to have a run or a chase, and then somebody gets shot and they're going to go back to the morgue and they keep telling the story, and it's just the same thing over.
And every channel has the same formula.
Everything.
I know I keep looking for comedy on our regular television, and it's hard to find.
And a couple of them, I just love these Three Stooges.
The Three Stooges.
Oh, yeah. Put those on and that's totally refreshing.
That says a lot about you, Lee
That
Bergthold.
says a lot.
You just can't get no better than the Three Stooges.
I mean, if I ever do date, which has been years, I ask them over to see my duck call collection or my Three Stooges. They got their choice. They fall for it every time. Nobody shows up. And then when I show them a sleeping bag on the floor, they say, "What is it? And no heat in the house? And you wash off outside with a hose?" They said, "No thanks." Fine.
Well, but this lifestyle, this passion, which I'll talk about stepping out of your comfort zone, till the last breath. That's what we're asked to do as human beings, right?
Right. They got to be able to carry water and cut wood.
Carry water, cut wood, learn how to feed yourself, where to find the food. What food is actually going to heal you instead of kill you?
Yeah, ice cream's good once in a while, though. I will fall for that. I will fall for that.
I didn't know that weakness. I would have brought you some ice cream.
No, I've had enough. I've already had 4 quarts today.
Oh, right.
No, that's a good treat.
And this museum, because we know that you've been compiling a museum.
Oh, do I have a museum? In fact, I'm, not on a personal side, but it is on a personal side. It's what to do with all my stuff. Because I got tons of it. I mean, I just came from another meeting where discussing as to where all my stuff's going to go. Who's going to get what, where, when, and there's just too much. It's so convoluted that you wouldn't believe it.
Well, and at that point in time, it won't matter anymore, will it?
It will to me, because I'm not going to retire till 5 years after I die.
Thank you.
Just like, who said that? That was, who's the millionaire?
Warren Buffett?
Yeah, Buffett said. They said, when are you going to retire? And he says, 5 years after I die.
Well, there you
I want
go.
my funeral now while I'm alive. Why come after I'm gone?
You know, and that is the key, isn't it? Young love after 50.
Yeah.
You know, discover your passion and rediscover and rediscover and rediscover.
Don't misinterpret what I mean. I mean, I love women. I love women. I love the female species.
But now with because been on the treks that I've been on with you, and being a woman who's been on treks with you, it really is that deep understanding that you understand that the female, the divine feminine, has the stamina, has the endurance,
Right? Yeah.
the resilience.
Yeah, that is true. I've seen even the field trips, the ones you've been on, so they have changed radically over the. They're just tougher and tougher and tougher. But yeah, you are right. The feminine part of physicality in the backcountry is phenomenal, and it's because of their childbearing years. They don't have to go through what they call the Pickwinian, because they can carry children in the tummy, and so that makes them very, very agile and very suspendable.
And absolutely necessary for survival.
Well, even with the Donners, the Donner Party, the women fared better than the men. They did, yeah. And I mean, they still died, but they lasted longer than the men. Yeah. There's something about the act of childbearing, physiologically, that is that prepares them for the rigors of physicality.
Of real life.
Yeah, I mean, not only internal physiology, but the act of just being a woman and having to they have to protect the young, and so they are pretty well adapted to scrapping it out. That doesn't mean they're all going to make it, but it's tough on a lot of them, but they do well in the backcountry.
Well, and I've heard that when women flourish within a society, then the society can flourish. So as we hold women down and back and suppress, repress, then and devalue, demean, then automatically society is going to be stagnant and suffering as well.
It's interesting because as a male, we always revert back to the female. There's something about the female that we're attracted to, other than just physical appearance. But we've come from the breast, and we go back to the breast.
Everyone comes through the mother.
Yeah.
Everyone comes through the mother.
Yeah.
And that nurturing, the lineage, the ancestry, the coding.
What's really scary is you get these big monster guys that are evil, and they have come from a woman. Isn't that something?
It is unfathomable. It's unfathomable the depth of disconnect within modern society, and all the more reason we value what you bring to our community, Lee Bergthold.
Appreciate that very much.
We bloom well in the desert, don't we?
Yep.
Yeah, many of us do. Desert stars right here. Young love after 50, choosing love, choosing life, one day at a time.
Cool, I like that.
That's enough for us.